Hey you guys, welcome to my channel. It's Hannah, and today I'm going to take you guys along with me as I do a braid out on my hair. And at the same time, I'm going to tell you guys exactly what I think of Richmond, Virginia. I've been here a year now, so I definitely have a few opinions of what I think of this city. So I want to give you guys some of the pros, the cons, and how I'd rate the nightlife in certain areas, and give you guys all the tea that I know y'all want to know in case y'all are looking into Richmond, Virginia. So let's get into it. And just so you guys know, the only products I will be using on my hair is my spray bottle with water in it, and that is, and I guess the residue of oils or whatever that was in there, and that's only because I've already moisturized my hair, so I don't want to add anything but water. The first thing I want to rank for Richmond, Virginia is the nightlife. And for me, I would personally, and you know, argue with your mama if you live out here or if you like it out here, would rate the nightlife a C, like a solid C. If you're someone who likes to have a variety of things to do, like, you know, you want to go to paint and sips, you also want to go do live music, like you want a good mix of things, I don't feel like Richmond is the city for you. And the reason I say that is because Richmond has a lot of hipster type things. Like there's museums, there's bowlings. I know what you're thinking, that's not hipster, that's not hipster. Okay, but like, where are the paint and sips? Where are the fun bars? Like they have 2 rooftops. And it's not all about going out, but I think the issue is like, I can't get on Eventbrite. Boom. That's really what it comes down to. Let me tell y'all the real tea. Do something on the weekend, I can't go on Eventbrite and find something. A lot of times the closest thing that I'll see will tell me I have to go to DC. And you know, it's not always the vibe to go to DC because DC is an hour and 45 away. So you know, obviously that's not the first thing that's on my mind, but the reason I give it a C is because it's not completely bad. One thing I will say is, one thing I enjoy about Richmond is that I know that if I'm going out, I'm not gonna have to wait in the line. I've only had to pay cover, I guess I only had to pay cover when I went with guys, so but I never pay cover, so I was like, they be charging out here, and that's weird to me. Maybe I'm too used to the South, but they definitely be charging to get into bars. Not clubs, bars. Again, if you're with women, you'll be fine, but you know, going with guys, absolutely not. I was like, $20 who? You want $20 where? And it's not even like, I'm not trying to be funny, it's not no upscale bars. It's gonna be you standing around with no space to sit. But the one good thing I will say about the nightlife is that you know you're gonna get in somewhere. There are maybe 2 places I could see someone standing in line, and one is Stadium. But you wouldn't even be standing long, and I really do enjoy that aspect. Like, if you want to go to a bar, you can definitely find a bar. It's just not gonna have variety. You're gonna see the same people. It's gonna be the same DJs, same. It just gets boring. Like, it gets boring because it's not always lit. Sometimes it's empty. Like, the crowds are super unpredictable. I know you're like, oh, that's a normal thing, but no, it's not. Also, the nightlife is nestled into downtown, and the downtown, because of like the historic preservation, I forget what one of my colleagues had said because he's from here, but like they preserve the outsides and all that for history, blah blah blah. Great. But let me tell you something, downtown is raggedy. Like, I'm not even trying to be rude when I say it, like the downtown is super rundown, in my opinion. The outside, my thing is, and you know, people blame me on, oh, you know, it's the gentrification going on, but nah, it's really, the bad parts are really right upside where like the bars and clubs are. Yeah, so don't really care for it. And if you don't want to live in Richmond, like downtown Richmond, you're gonna have to drive to get downtown. That's another reason I rated it a C. You're gonna have to go through tolls, or you're gonna have to go the long way. But yes, I rated a solid C, because is there somewhere to go? Yes. Will it get boring after the 2nd or 3rd time? Likely. If you're a creature of habit and you don't really like a lot going on, then you will like Richmond because you can go to pretty chill places with cool aspects. And I don't know, it's not enough for me, I'm sorry. Let me not try to dress it up. But if you're someone who doesn't really go out as much, I'll say this is a good city for you because there's a really chill vibe anytime you go out. When you do go out, you wouldn't have to worry about crowds or things like that typically. So that's why I rate it a C in the distance if you live outside of downtown. The second thing we're going to talk about is the food. Now, and I really, and I want to stress the really, I really want to blame it on the fact that I was in South Carolina, but you would not think that that is the best food. When I lived in Greenville, there are so many options, seafood, everything. Now here, there are options, but there are few of those options, and there's not very much of a variety of food. Like, yeah, there's really not a variety. I remember when I looked up for an African restaurant, I found one, and like that was it, and it didn't even really serve African food. It was like a mix of Jamaican, which is nothing's wrong with that, but it wasn't authentic. Let's call it what it was. It wasn't giving authentic, but like there weren't any other options for me to try. I've been to one Thai restaurant, like. There's not a variety at all, and then everything's kind of far away. There's a C. There's not too many options out here, in my opinion. And the food places, none of it really tastes authentic. There's one really good Mexican restaurant here. It's called the Mexico restaurant. Never misses. But everything else I've had has kind of been mid. Like, the barbecue here is good. Now, it's one good barbecue restaurant, but the other barbecue I've had here has not been that great. Like, not enough options. There are good restaurants, but there's not nearly enough options. I'm not one, like, I should not be getting on DoorDash and being like, dang, that's it. And that's how I always feel. I'm like, dang, that's it. That's it. That's all I can order from. I don't even want to do DoorDash no more. I might as well order it from Wawa's and get a sandwich from there, which I have. Now, that's a pro. That is a big pro. Wawa's coffee, their milkshakes, everything. It's like the Virginia version of QT, I guess, for North Carolina. Yeah, there's not a good variety. If you're someone looking for a variety of food, you want to try all types of stuff, this is not the place to be. It gives very small town as far as the food variety, which is so weird to me. I was not expecting that for Richmond, Virginia, but I had a bigger than life idea of what I thought Richmond was going to be like. And of course, it missed the mark for me. Okay, let's get on to the next topic. Now I'm just gonna go into like the pros and cons because I was just rating nightlife food. I guess for affordability, I would rate it a B minus. It's not bad for a big city. It's not bad. The prices obviously are higher than in the South. I'm just gonna tell you that now. Don't expect prices to go down if you're moving anywhere up north. I would say the pros is that it's like quote unquote a big city, but it feels like a small one. Like the downtown is pretty small. You can learn it really easily. And you can get around without the traffic of like having a big city, which is a really cool thing. Like you can get places on time. It's not like in Atlanta or Charlotte where you have to leave an hour early to get somewhere on time. Like drivability and traffic, you're not really gonna have a problem here unless there's an accident, like with a truck or something like that on the highways, because Richmond is known for its trucking. So I would just be aware of that too. One con I would say that goes with the downtown is that the downtown has terrible parking. I've never experienced like a place with so little street parking. The street, oh, I missed one. The parking is so far and few between. Like you really have to drive around blocks and blocks and blocks trying to find a spot, which I don't like. Especially that's not safe for women who are trying to go places. And then the parking garages, like I'd be cool if there were parking garages that were conveniently placed or something like that. But they're not. And they're just not conveniently placed to where you can enjoy the nightlife at the same time, at least not in my opinion. So the parking downtown is absolutely terrible. I don't even think there's a free lot. Every lot, random gravel lots, everything costs, and they're not in good areas, and they're not even close to the nightlife. They pay more up here. I think that's pretty well known though, that the more up north you go, the more they pay. But they really do pay significantly more than the South. It makes you think like, dang, South on slave wages low key, because there's no way you getting paid that. Like, no, you should be getting paid this. That's how I feel when I think of South South Carolina and North Carolina and Florida and stuff. What you're thinking, because I know some people say this, so I just want to include it for the folks who gonna say it. Oh, Virginia is the South. I think it is the South too, but you know, people up here like to be brand new with it. Like, we are not the South, we're the North. Oh no, we're the South. Like, I ain't got time for y'all having the identity crisis out here in Richmond for what y'all want to be. Another pro. This might not appeal to the youngins. Sorry guys, I'm 26 now. I'm in the late 20s, my God. But anyway, for the people who are 25 and up, it seems like they have a good bit of events. They have a good bit of events and spots that actually cater to 30 and older. Me and my girlfriend up here have been going to the 30 and up places because, I mean, better money, better bitches, excuse me. But we've been going to the 30 and older place because one of my friends took me out there, and then I was like, oh, you gotta come with me. Me and her have gone there multiple times. Great vibe. And the 30 and older places are kind of more my vibe, if we're being completely honest. So if you're someone who likes to go out but you're looking for more of a mature scene, there are a good few places where you can get that vibe and also have, I hate to say it, just more of a black vibe too. Anyway, caters really good to older crowd if you're looking for more mature things to do and you're over like the club scene, like, please take me out the club. This is the perfect place to be taken. The nightlife is a solid C anyway, so you're probably looking to do something more mature, especially if you're my age anyway. But like I said, 30 and older crowd is really cool. So if you're in your late 20s, I think you'd enjoy that out here. If you're looking for more of a mature vibe, Richmond might just be the place for you. Another con, and this might just be me as a Southerner, so if it is, ignore me, that's fine, but I'm gonna still say it because it's a con for me. Freaking toll roads. Like, I just don't get why I'm paying a toll to have a faster route to somewhere that y'all got the route to. And again, the psychology and all of that foolishness behind it is neither here nor there. But I don't like knowing that, like, for me, where my friends were located, well, one of my friends was located that I was hanging out with a lot at first, lived in the middle of downtown, and it was just, well, not in the middle, but downtown, and it was just freaking frustrating because I'm like, nobody wants to take and pay toll roads every time to see you. Like, that is too much. Driving 38, and then that's the thing, I'm paying a toll to reduce my ride from 45 to 38. I don't know what happened those 2 minutes, but it's not worth it. It's definitely not worth it. So yeah, but I don't really want to go too much into more pros and cons because I feel like I pretty much generally gave an understanding of how I feel about Richmond. So I'm gonna give my overall rating, and my overall rating is a solid C. It is a solid C.